Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. I wanted to show you how an InkWELL box looks when it first comes and is packaged for you. So she has changed her boxes this year and I think her new box is beautiful. And it just has her little feather there on the back. So let's look here in the box. The only thing I took out was all the bubble wrap it was wrapped in because I would have had to make a lot of noise opening that, and the noise on camera does not sound pretty. So it was wrapped in a lot of bubble wrap, so perfectly secure in here, but that's the way your box looks. You get a welcome guide with every box. You get the InkWELL Press Show the Love giveaway on how to enter into that. And then you get what they call an inkling, and they have several, so you can get a different one in your box. All you need is within you is my inkling, and it's gold foiled, and that talks about their inkling on the back. Then all of their packages are wrapped in brown paper sacks with their little sticker on them. Your beautiful life awaits. I love that. I love their sticker and their brown paper packaging. So that is the way your InkWELL Press order looks when it comes. I'm going to open these up and we will get into our review. Let's get into InkWELL Press Launch 2019. I'm very excited to share it with you. I'm so excited to share this new disc-bound system with you. It is the first disc-bound planner I have ever purchased. I have looked at and held in my hands my niece's Happy Planner, but beyond that, I have not had one of my own and actually used it. So I'm very excited to talk to you about this. Then we're going to talk about the Classic and the Flex, and I got the Daily and this disc-bound system. So I have all the layouts. I have these, the coil bound, the disc bound, and I also have a bound book from last year just to kind of show you guys. But you can also, I'm going to link the video down below. I did not order a bound planner from them this year, but they use the exact same type of covers and system. And so it's bound the same way. So I'm going to sneak this in here at the end probably, but I will also link last year's video that is just about this book down below if you're really interested in this book, where I go all through the pros and cons of the way that they bound this book. So I have a video just about that from, well, I should not say last year, it's this year, 2018. We're going to go over the disc bound system first because I think that's what people who are already familiar with InkWELL Press and have used them before but have not used this system are really the most interested in. So let's get into this book first. The discs are $19. I picked the gold and I think they are beautiful. They are way more beautiful than I anticipated them being, and I am impressed with them, and I honestly did not anticipate that. The discs, I want to make sure I have everything correct, so I just grabbed my piece of paper. The discs are solid aluminum. They are 1.25 inches in diameter. The discs will hold 210 pages, so the daily page inserts equal 206 pages. So basically, you're not going to want to add in all your pages at once. Like, let's say you got the daily and there are 206 pages. She lists that on her website. Then you're not going to want to add in all your daily plus extras. So you're going to want to take out some of your dailies. That is the beauty of this system, is that you can take out the pages. We're going to go through all that. So I bought the daily page pack. I also bought the monthly dividers just because I basically wanted to share them with you, and it's something that will last through the years if I end up using the system differently. So there are so many different options you can do with this. You can buy the months only, like your monthly. You could make this your monthly planner and add daily pages or not add daily pages. You could make it a monthly only planner and add notes pages, which I did buy the notes page pack. I'm looking to see. I thought I put some in here. Yeah, I did. And I put it between dividers. I bought the graph grid note page pack, and her graph paper, you just have a little emblem up here on the left-hand corner, and then the rest is just your graph paper, but that's on the left-hand corner of every page. So what I did is I left the dividers in just to show you guys. I used one of the dividers to show where I stopped my daily pages and where I put my notes in. So I kind of blanketed my notes section, and then I put more daily pages. I bought a pocket folder. We're going to go through all that. Let's talk about how they turn on the rings and just the functionality. So one thing I always do with a spiral bound book is I pick my book up by the rings. So this type of book, to flip it, you know, when I'm writing in it on one side or the other, so if it's turned open, I always pick it up by the ring. I'm always picking it up by the ring. So I wondered how this would go because I'm not used to putting my hand under it and actually scooping it up. So this you can actually pick up by the ring and flip it. So let's say I'm open to this page. This is kind of what I'm talking about flipping it by the ring. Or let's say I'm on this side. So I'm on today over here, and I need to look at tomorrow real quick. This is just the way I flip it with the rings. I flip it like that. And these rings definitely can do that. I feel like they're a little bit smaller in diameter even from the coil bound. So I'm going to show you that right now since we're talking about the rings. I feel like they swing even better than the coil bound. I feel like everything slides better on the discs than even your O-rings. I feel like they slide better. So you can see right here that the discs do definitely look smaller in diameter. And I actually think they're just beautiful. Let's get back focused on the disc planner. She has so many inserts. She has goal planning inserts. I did not get those. She has meal planning inserts. She has the Flex, which is her horizontal one. She has the Classic, which is her vertical one. For a whole year of Flex or Classic planning, you're looking at $29. For your daily pages is $29. So really, once you've bought the cover, my cover was $14. The vegan leather covers are a little bit more at $19. Once you've bought the cover then and the rings, you can reuse them. And then it is cheaper to buy your planner the next year if you do reuse them. This seems completely stuck on here. Like nothing is going to take this off. I played around with it a lot. The cover, this cover is exactly the same as on her O-ring coil bound planners. The cover is exactly the same quality, the same feel. You just have this little plastic part which hooks into your rings. And I will show you how easily the pages come in and out. So the inside is the same. These covers are exactly the same. Now the vegan leather, I cannot speak to that. It looks a little bit thicker to me. I don't have the vegan leather. I can't speak to that one. I did buy the pocket because I love her pocket folders. If you're new to InkWELL Press, they hold up really well. She has a good deep pocket on both sides. Very usable, all of it. And then she has a third pocket right here, which is just awesome and smart and genius. Habit trackers come with your daily pages right here. You get 16 4-week habit trackers. So your habit trackers are only 28 days. I guess that's just because that's how they fit on the page the best. So they're 4-week habit trackers and you get 16 of them on this page. And of course, since it's the ring bound, you can pull it out and put it anywhere in your planner and move it around. So it doesn't just have to stay at the end. And that is the beauty of this. And like I said, I've never used the disc bound system before, but now with the InkWELL Press quality, I would totally use it. I will use it. I'm excited about it and all the possibilities that it could happen with it, because you could buy your, let's say, your yearly classic vertical planning system. You could keep 3 months of that in here, and that would be your monthlies and your weeklies. And then you could put your daily pages behind each week. So basically you get your week at a glance, and then you can put your 7 daily pages behind each week. And as the weeks pass, you can take them out and thin down your book, and you can add in as the months and weeks pass. So you can essentially make yourself, your own daily, weekly planner. Monthly, would also be in there. You could make this just a goal planning book and project planning with her goal packet and her project planning, and then notes pages. So you can make this book into anything you want and then change it. Now, she uses her same 140 GSM paper in here. 140 GSM equates to about 93 pounds. So if you're comparing it to another company, 140 GSM is around 93-pound paper. It is amazing paper. It feels good. It is not slick, but it doesn't have a whole lot of tooth. Not as much tooth as ERIN CONDREN, but it is thicker than ERIN CONDREN. And look at this. I can pull on this paper as much as I want to, you guys. It does not come out. That is amazing. Amazing. Look, you guys, I am picking up the entire book with this one page of paper and swinging it around. I cannot believe it. So yeah, that's how strong these pages hold in here. I can pick up the entire book. You do not need to fear about the pages coming out. When you put them in here at first, you just grab kind of a hunk of them and you just put them in here. As you want to move around pages, like I showed you, it's just super easy. You just pull it out and then you put it wherever you want it. The page can be moved many times. I've already moved pages many times and it does not get torn up, you know, to the point of it's not holding on. It is pretty darn amazing to me how this works. So let's go through, now that you know that I am really impressed with the disc-bound system, let's go through the daily layout here, what you get if you order a daily packet here. You get your nameplate page in the beginning. You get your important dates, and yet she did not label the months, which I like. I love that it is open to your interpretation and whatever you want to use it for. It could be used for the 12 months of the year, but it doesn't even have to be since they're not labeled on there. So I really like that option. If you guys follow me, you already know in my ERIN CONDREN weekly that I use for my weekly planning, I actually write out for my 12 months the big bills that are due only a few times a year. Those are like Amazon Prime, our HOA, our life insurance, our car insurance. And so I write those, I've labeled them by month and I write where they come up. And that just helps me to keep track of that and know when those big funds are coming out. So those can be used for anything. They can be used for goal planning. They can be used for keeping track of habits, or they can be used for a memory for that month. Just endless possibilities. And I do love, if you used InkWELL Press last year, I love their font changes. We will talk about that on the pages. Their font changes from last year and their colors are a little bit brighter, which made me really happy. With every InkWELL Press planner, you get this goal planning page. So the colors are a little bit different in the Flex Weekly and Classic Weekly, but in the daily, these are the colors. It stays all around this aqua blue color theme and goes from there kind of in an ombre effect. But the page is laid out the same. You have my mission, you have personal, social, and financial. Then you have health, home, and dream big. Those are your goal categories. And then under those goal categories, you have a checkpoint 1, a checkpoint 2, a checkpoint 3, and a checkpoint 4. And some little instructions to help guide you. So you're basically checking in with those goals every quarter. Then your daily planner starts on the back of that page. Like I said, I bought the monthly inserts not because I thought I was going to use them with the daily, because I'm not. If you follow me, then you know, since I use a weekly planner also, my daily I don't do pre-planning in a whole lot. It is just for my to-do list. So I don't generally even use the monthly in my dailies. And therefore, I didn't buy the months for this planner, but you can definitely buy just the months, the monthly layout packets to go with your daily planner. And of course, if your daily planner is your only planner, you're going to want to buy those monthly layout packets, and you're probably going to want to buy the monthly tabs. The tabs are on a thicker cardstock, you know, that's pretty slick. So if you spill water on it or something, it's not going to pick it up, or if you're eating food around it, which often happens with me and my planners. The months are have just the big number on them, and then your tab is labeled, and they kind of go in this ombre effect of there's gray and green and the aqua, and the numbers are on both the front and the back. So these are the colors and what your monthly tabs look like. I think they function wonderfully and they work well in the planner. And if you're gonna have monthly inserts or use this for that pre-planning planner for you, then you're gonna want those monthly tabs. I think most people would. And as you can tell, when the cover is shut, you cannot see the tabs. They do not stick out. So they're nicely covered by their cover, but you can see them really well when you open it up. And that's what you want. I did plan out a day in here for you guys. I planned out a Saturday and I wrote everything out that I was going to do that day. I did not cross it off in here because I was using my simplified planner to plan in that day, and I crossed everything off in there, but I transferred everything that I was doing. I actually planned in InkWELL Press daily last year for several months. I used it as my daily. So if you're one of those who's been around for a while, then you definitely saw that in my videos and on my Instagram last year. I really appreciate and like her daily page a lot. I even like that it's undated because I knew buying these inserts, if I wasn't using them right away, that's okay because I will be able to use them anytime I want to. I love that versatility. I also love the versatility that you can have a full page for Saturday and Sunday. I love the fact that if you go on vacation or if you're only using this at work Monday through Friday, you are not wasting pages. And so I love that versatility that the undated brings. So there's your date. You can circle Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know. And you can even write up here. There's room for a header if it's somebody's birthday or if you want to keep your temperatures up there. So there's definitely room up there. Today's focus, you have a box. Then you have an immediate, important, and insignificant. I love this division of to-do tasks. And we'll talk about that. We'll come back to it. Then you have a schedule from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And there is a break in here. There's a break in the page. So where if you have a 6:30, you could write your 6:30 here and your 6 here. Then you have a note section. You have a today's accomplishment. You have a scorecard from 1 to 10. Now you could be scoring just how your day went, or you could be scoring how you did on a certain habit. You could be scoring on your mood. You know, who knows what you could be scoring. There's just countless things you could be scoring. You have the InkWELL Press signature 3 boxes, but they are at the very bottom. You could use those for a workout, for total steps. You could use them for total calories. You could use those for your weather. You could use them for sunrise, sunset. So there's a lot of things you could put in there also. All right, to talk about the division of tasks, we also have our pen tests, which I didn't even really need to do in an InkWELL Press, y'all, because their paper is just superb. You don't need to do a pen test, but I did every pen. Put it all in here. Highlighters, we have Sharpies, we have flares. Like I said, it's 140 GSM paper, equates to about 93 pounds. So let's go and look at the back of this page for those that are new to InkWELL Press, and you can see that you really don't see a thing. It's as if no one has written on that page. That's how I feel with InkWELL Press. And I don't feel that way with any other planner. If paper is your #1 priority, InkWELL Press is your company, I'm telling you. Look at that. You cannot tell I wrote on that page. When I planned in InkWELL Press last year, Flex, when I used their Flex for planning for a couple months last year too, I would check off my day in black Sharpie because I just liked that to stand out. And that way when I glanced at my week, I knew immediately which day I was on. And the big black Sharpie marker barely even bled through when I would check off my day like that. So I will show you that here. I would check off my day like that in big black Sharpie. And then you can see on this page, this is where the check mark is in my big black Sharpie marker. And you can barely see a ghosting of it right there. Barely. There is no other planner that you can do that in. And from here, you can't even see the ghosting of the check mark really. So it's phenomenal paper, and it's just, you feel like you're writing just on something luxurious. It's luxurious. It really is. Okay, this was just another day planned out to show you guys just some ideas. This day I didn't have a lot going on. Most days I honestly shouldn't have this all full because I wouldn't have room to complete it just because of the nature of my lifestyle right now. I homeschool my youngest, and my oldest is in high school. My youngest is in 4th grade, and so homeschool takes up a big chunk of our day, as does channel work and housework, and all that is not written out, like every single detail of it. because I just know what I need to do. I do not write empty the dishwasher and load the laundry. I know some people do, and that's totally fine if that's the way you like to plan. I just personally don't write those types of things down unless it's something I think I'm going to forget that day. On here, I did put the sunrise, sunset, and the temperature just to kind of show you guys how that would look. But like I said, I planned in InkWELL Press last year for several months, but her daily only came in the bound book. Last year, her daily only came in this book, and I did not like having to spread that big for my daily. In my daily, I only need to see one page at a time. And so I love that daily is available in this option now. It's definitely one of my top favorite daily planners, probably in my top 2. Let's talk about her division of these tasks: immediate, important, and insignificant. She actually, Tanya, has a podcast called Productivity Paradox, and she talked about the division of these tasks and why it's so important to divide them into these categories: immediate, important, and insignificant. And so you might want to go back and find that podcast episode, because I honestly don't remember all the details from it, and she explained it really well. But when I started doing that in my life, when I was using this planner, it made a lot of sense to me. Now, I didn't necessarily do her exact explanation and system of it. What I did was immediate had to be done that day. Absolutely. Like, it's things that I had to get done that day. Important were things that were important, but life would go on if they didn't get done that day. And insignificant were things that were just kind of like on my mind, or things I needed to remember to tell someone, or was like a task I needed my son to do. So it wasn't in my jurisdiction, but I needed to remind somebody else in my family to do it. It went under there. Notes, I always use notes in a daily planner just to scribble anything down, like for my channel, anything that comes up, or just anything in our family with my kids. I always use the notes. A lot of times I would use the schedule as more notes if I didn't have, appointments that day at all, because usually I only have 1 to 2 timed things at the most on a normal day, since I am at home homeschooling most of the time and working on my channel in the house. And then today's accomplishment, I wouldn't always fill that out, but it was nice to have it there because sometimes I would, and it made me feel good. And the scorecard, sometimes I would just rate the day for fun. And I would a lot of times put my weather and sunrise, sunset down here, and sometimes my workout, even though that was redundant because I put it in my weekly planner. But sometimes us planner people like to be redundant and write things more than once, right? Yes. Okay, so let me show you how thick this is. I took out some of my daily planner pages because I didn't want it to be bulked up. With the 210, it did seem full, but not too bulky, because they said it can hold 210. And so I had my daily pages in here and the tabs, and that would have been over 210. I took out some of my daily to just leave some breather room, and to put my tabs, and then to also put in some of the note pages, and to also be able to fit the pocket folder, because the pocket folder is pretty thick. I mean, compared to just a piece of paper, it's probably like 5 or 6 or 7 pieces of paper. So let me go. I totally forgot to show you guys the checkpoints. In this daily planner, you get 4 mission board checkpoints. This mission board is also in her other planners, in her horizontal weekly and her vertical weekly. You have a checkpoint every month. Well, in the daily, she's giving you 4 mission boards and checkpoints. On the back is the plan and focus page. She wanted to make it where when you were done with this month, you could take this one out. So that's why she wanted to put it front back. It's not front back. I will show you in the coil bound planner. It is a 2-page layout, but she wanted to put it front back so that when you were done with that period of time in your daily, you could take that out. Her checkpoint mission board has dream big, financial, home, be social, me time, and health for your monthly kind of check-in on those categories of your life. Of course, many times I use these for other things and I just ignored the word, or sometimes people crossed out the word if that's not what their checkpoint was about. Then you get a plan, focus, and note section for your month. And then, like I said, you get your 16 4-week habit trackers. And so you can place these checkpoints and habit trackers wherever you want to throughout this daily planner. Now, this daily planner only comes with 206 pages total. and that counts your habit trackers and your checkpoints. So if you were using this daily planner every single day of the year, you would have to buy 2 sets to cover an entire year for your daily planning. That's the same way her daily book was last year. You would have had to buy 2 daily books because you don't want your daily planner to be so bulky. And that's something that's kind of awesome about the system, is I've never been able to have a daily planner this lightweight, and I could make it even more lightweight if I want. And it feels very lightweight and very transportable to carry around. So we're going to be done talking about the disc bound. I absolutely love it and love how it functions, and I'm going to be using it, and I'm definitely going to be, talking about it on Instagram as the months go on. And so if you don't follow me on Instagram, join me there at Amanda's Favorites. That's where I check in every day, and we have a really nice community there. I love it. All right, so she has a flex, which is your horizontal, and a vertical, which is called classic. I'm going to just give a peek at both layouts for those that are new to InkWELL Press, and then we're going to go through each layout. So this is her called classic, and it is your vertical layout. This is what it looks like. It's Monday through Sunday. It's your weekly focus. It's your notes and the 3 magic InkWELL Press boxes, I call them. They don't necessarily call them that, but I absolutely love their 3 boxes. And the same 140 GSM paper. This system can also be bought to go in the disc bound, of course. So the flex is the horizontal. And here's your horizontal layout. You have Monday through Sunday, and you have a weekly focus and a notes. So we're going to go through this planner first for those that want to see the horizontal. This is available in a bound book, just like this. It's a soft bound book, and I will link that video down below. This video is going to be way too long. I'm not going to go into this book here. It's a very interesting binding system, and I talk all about it in this 2018 version, and her 2019 version is bound the same. So I'm going to link that video down below. But all these layouts come in this, she calls them coil free. I call it a bound book, but they come in the coil free. They come in the coil with the O-ring, and then they also come in your disc bound system like we just looked at. So you can get all the layouts in any of those. She only has a limited number of the coil O-ring available on her site, and when they run out, those will only be available at Office Max, Office Depot stores, and Office Max, Office Depot online, because she does a deal with them. And so they sell them then all throughout the year. But she put a limited number on her site for launch. And they were still available when I checked as of the time of recording this video. She made a beautiful cover, in my opinion, for this year. Her theme this year was the national parks for her color theme. She has a theme every year. And I love this one because it's the mountains, and my family and I love Colorado and the Rocky Mountain National Park, and particularly Estes Park. And so my mom was excited to get this one too. She used her quarterly books last year, but she's not making the quarterly books this year. So my mom decided to switch to this one. And because she loves the mountains and she goes to Colorado at least once a year, she was excited about that cover. And I think it's beautiful also. With every coil bound planner, you get an InkWELL Press ruler. It comes with it. So I will stick it in the middle and kind of show you how that functions. It snaps in very easily and snaps out very easily. Of course, I'm making it look hard here, but it's really not. And it sticks up pretty far, but I can actually make it go lower, and it opens to your page. It's not see-through. It slides well. I mean, it actually functions well. I don't ever really use rulers because I'm at home with my planner all the time. I wouldn't say this is my favorite ruler on the market, but it functions well. Get to Work book actually has my favorite O-ring ruler on the market, but this one works just fine, totally just fine if you want a ruler. And it's nice that it comes with it and you don't have to buy it. I appreciate that. And then I think you guys already saw, it comes with a band right here. And I love that it comes with a band. Their bands have always held up perfectly for me. Had no problems whatsoever with them. And that's just nice that it's hooked to your planner. It holds it together. And then when you don't want it, like I'm at home most time, you can just hook it inside the inside back cover. Now she does sell bands now for her disc bound system. She sells a different type of band for her disc bound system. Then she has this fabulous accordion pocket back here. It's one of my favorite things about the InkWELL Press Planner. And I'm kind of sad it's not on the disc bound, because I thought that maybe they could have put that on the back cover of the disc bound, but it's not there. But she makes these sewn notebooks. InkWELL Press does. They're sewn notebooks. They have her graph grid paper in them. They look like that. They're very well made. They hold up so well. The covers feel so nice and are very well made. They make beautiful little gifts too, but they fit perfectly right in here. And it honestly does not make your book stick out. So this is a new book. I haven't actually stuck it in there, but now it's in there good. And it lies flat to where you can write. Everything actually works really well with the book in there if you need to keep a notebook with you for extra notes. So this planner does come with a few notes pages. It comes with 8 note pages. 8 note pages that are the same graph grid right here. Now in the disc bound, of course, you can buy extra note pages. So maybe that's why they didn't put the accordion pocket, because they figured you can add in your extra note pages. But here you only have 8 note pages and then 1 in between each month. So if you need more notes than that, this is a great way to be able to carry a notebook around. So you have a labeled note section at the back, or maybe we'll just go through it right now because we're here. Let's go out of order. So you have a monthly bill tracker, and they have left those blank. You have 6 of those. So you could put phone, electric, water. I personally like to track my water and my electric. Mine are automatically paid. Thank goodness I don't have to remember to pay them. But I love to go in and look at my whole year and kind of see, you know, where our water and electric has been each month. And in fact, I don't keep that in my InkWELL Press. I keep a running record and actually an InkWELL Press journal on these grid pages so that it can actually go the span of several years. So I can see every January how high was our electric, every February, that type of thing. So I think that's a nice thing to throw in there. Project planning, she gives you how many? Just 2. In here you just have 2 project planning setups. There's 2 on this one page. If you want a whole project planning notebook, then she sells that. Well, not a notebook, sorry. A whole project planning insert for your disc bound. She sells that. You have 3 travel pages right here, or 3 spots on a 2-page spread for travel, like for airline info, hotel info, rent-a-car info. If you want to keep track of travel in here, there's 3 trips worth. You have a gift list at the back, and these all come if you buy the disc bound insert also, okay, of this flex system. These come also. Shopping for ideas, item purchase, money spent, and continues. Ideas for me, you can jot down ideas of things you think of during the year for yourself. So when people ask you what they should get you, you have written those things down as it comes. Okay, now those are all your extras, and they're tabbed back here with an extras page. Let's go up to the front and start at the front of this planner. We have a little note from Tanya right here, the owner and founder of InkWELL Press. Then you have some a way to go get the coaching videos that come with your planner right here. Set up coaching videos for your planner. You have a nameplate page right here. Then, oh, I didn't know this. And now, yeah, it clicks why. I remember. In the daily, they did not name these months because, of course, they don't know what months you're going to be using the daily. But they did name the months here. So your months are already drawn out here. January through June, top line. July through December, bottom line. I love the ombre colors that they've used there. And since we've already talked about this, we're going to move on. Your goals page looks different in this planner, like I mentioned. And I'm going to do something just because I think you can see things better. I'm going to stick this book under here. It just props the page up to the same height. I actually love these InkWELL Press planners for this. I use one on my desk downstairs in the kitchen with my ERIN CONDREN when I first start my planner. And that way I can actually write on this page without flipping it, because I like to leave my planner open on my desk in the kitchen, my weekly, always open. And I don't always want to have to be messing with it every time I go to jot something down. So I actually have one of these from this year, this InkWELL Press book. It's actually the perfect size, and then your planner is up on the same level when you're first starting it, and I can write on this page and jot a note down, even right next to the Coil. And so there's a tip for you. You might want to buy one of these books just for that, because I can use it for years and years and years, and it's just the perfect size. And they have them in gray also, and that's the one that I use downstairs because it's just, you know, a color that blends in. Here is your goals page right here. I love the fonts she used on this page. And like I said, I love her brighter colors. Her colors rotate through 4 color schemes for the entire planner. And so those 4 color schemes are repeated 3 times through your planner. And these are the color schemes. And she has named them after she's gone with the national park theme. But we'll talk about that when we go to the different months. You have your same goal sections: personal, social, financial, health, home, dream big. And each one is assigned a color, you can tell here. Those colors correlate back here to your 3-month check-in, your 6-month check-in, 9-month check-in, and 12-month check-in for your goals. And she goes over a lot of this in her setup videos also. So if you're new to InkWELL Press, definitely go to those and watch those. Then you have your year at a glance right here. Your whole year, 2019. She always chooses a quote of the year. So her quote this year is "Every great dream begins with a dreamer" by Harriet Tubman. That's her quote of the year. Then you go right into your January tab right here. Now, your tabbed page is not on thicker cardstock than your normal paper. At least to me, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like the same paper, but her paper is so thick. It holds up so well. You do not have to worry about that. And you have a laminated tab. And I myself, like I said, have personally used her planners last year, and I had no problem. But I just do want y'all to know I don't transport my planners out of the house a lot. I'm mainly at home. If you're throwing it in a bag a lot, then I can't tell you how the wear and tear would be on like your cover, but have no fear about the tabs. Here's her monthly layout. I love her new font on the months this year. And here's your January color. You have a Sunday start on your monthly layout. And then your previous month's days are even numbered, but in a light gray. And then your next month's days are numbered, but in a light gray. You have a month at a glance of your next month right down here in the corner. You have a top 5 for the month, and then you have a note section for the month. Then you go into your January mission board. So your tab turns you to your monthly spread, which is always what I prefer. Then you go to your monthly mission board, and you have those same categories we talked about, but these are in your January colors. So this is the first of the 4 color schemes. And I think she said, I wrote these down so I could get it right. January is Cinnamon Bay. So that's her first color scheme. And you have your mission board: me time, be social, home, health, financial, dream big. Then you have your plan and focus, and you have your habit trackers built into every month in your monthly dated planner. So it's quite different in your daily planning pages that are undated. Of course, you can build that daily planner out however you want to, but it doesn't have the same color schemes, and you don't have your monthly 2-page spread like this together. You have 3 habit trackers per month. I love this layout. It was always very functional for me. I love these, the mission board and the plan and focus and the daily habit trackers. Then you go right into your months right here. You have a Monday start on your week and goes through Sunday. So Monday through Thursday on one side. You have 5 weekly focus points and then a note section. I'm going to kind of show you up close here just what your dates look like. So your date is written pretty lightly right there, as you can see. But I love the fonts she has chosen. It looks really clean and crisp, and I'm so glad she changed them from last year. That's just a personal preference. Your holidays are written in that really light gray in the horizontal. They're right up there at the top. Now, do you guys see this little teeny dot right there? You may almost not be able to see it, but there is a little teeny dot right there. And there is another guiding dot right here. And what those magic dots are for, I call them magic because I think they are, Those magic dots, you can draw a line straight down your page and you divide your flex horizontal. Then you have 3 planning sections basically instead of just 2. And I actually did that when I was planning in the flex. In 2017, I planned in the flex, yes. So those magic dots can be really helpful. You can divide it into work and home. You can divide it into school and home, school and work. So if you want to be able to divide your section, it's so nice to have those guiding dots. And if you don't, then you'll just be able to write out longer sentences right here. Then you have your 3 magic boxes, which you can use for all different kinds of things. When I planned in InkWELL Press as like my weekly planner back in 2017, I used these boxes for my appointments or go-to errands for the day. So they were places I had to be that day or errands I had to go on for the day. And so I could easily look at my day, and if that was blank, then I knew I didn't have any appointments scheduled or, an appointment at my house or any errands. And it just was really easy for me to glance and see what was going on. And then this was my to-do list. And like I said, I split that a lot of times just to have 2 to-do lists, to divide it that way. But those 3 boxes, some people use for dinner, for workout, for weather, for steps, for gratitude, for like their kids' work schedule. I've heard that too. Like, what hours is your kid working that day, your teenager? So there is just a myriad of different things you can use in those boxes. And I think they are so functional. I love having them. This can also be used as a journaling planner because you do have a pretty long space to write horizontally here. You could journal every day, and that could be like your weather and your gratitude and something else, or it could be your 3 gratitudes for the day in your journal. There's just endless possibilities. I love this InkWELL Press Planner. Okay, I know this video is going to be really long, so let's go through the color schemes at the end of every month. So your month ends, you get a 2-page spread of notes and ramblings. They're a dot grid page just for notes in between every month. It's a 2-page spread. Then you go right into your next month. This is February's color. I cannot remember what this one was. I have it written down, but I've confused myself. This is February's color because she has them labeled as Yosemite, Everglades, Blue Ridge Mountains, and then Cinnamon Bay was January. So she has them labeled on her site, I'm sure. There are February colors. It's a light aqua and a yellow. And then you have, this is a nice detail. Your habit tracker picks up the color of that month. I love that little detail, you guys. So it picks up the yellow. Your January habit tracker, I did not point that out, picked up the green of the month. So I just appreciate those little details. Then your March color is a gray, and then you have grays and yellows and kind of a greenish gray in there. And that is your March colors on the days. Yellow, did I show your February colors? February was a green. March, and you can tell they go in ombre formation there on every page. April is a green base, and it's green and blues, aquas, and it's kind of a bright spring green for your daily colors. And then have we gone through 4 colors? Yes, so we should be starting back over with the January color. Yes, we are. Back to Cinnamon Bay. May starts back over. Let's see. Okay, I did write this down. April was Yosemite. So these colors were Yosemite. June was the Everglades. So let's see. That's just going to be repeated. Okay, June was the Everglades. And then July is the Blue Ridge Mountains. Those 4 color schemes, January, February, March, April, are repeated 3 times throughout your planner. All through the months. We're not going to go through that because, like I said, the video is getting really long. Okay, I already went through everything in the back except for this. So you get 2020 plans right here. You have 2020 calendars and some lines below. So when you make those doctor appointments or big things or family vacations and you want to write those out before you have your next planner, you can write those right in there. And like I said, that journal fits in here perfectly. Your band still fits. Everything fits. In your classic, we're going to go through the classic layout really quick, but we don't need to go through all the extras because the extra pages at the front and the back are the exact same. Here is your classic layout, which is vertical. It is a beautiful aqua cover right there, and your InkWELL press is just on the bottom of the back. It comes with a gray band also, and all of these are shiny gold rings. Like I said, you have your same extras, so we're just going to go and look at the layout. So after your mission board, you go right into your weekly layout. She starts with a Monday over here. Your notes are on this side. You can also divide this page. Here's your magic dot and here's your magic dot. She has taken this section and divided it exactly in half. So if you want to draw a line and have 3 sections on your page basically, or just 2 sections and then your 3 boxes, you can definitely use those magic dots to draw lines here too. Some people I've noticed like to have like their appointments at the top. That's what I would do. And then below the line would be my to-dos. Some people want to divide it like work and home. So there's all different ways to be able to divide that. There is a little bit of header room here if you wanted to write your weather up there or like a big header for the day. There's also a little bit of room above the days. Now your 3 boxes are at the bottom on this section. I've seen people use them for the same type of things as in the horizontal planner. But you could also use them even though they're at the bottom for like your top 3 of the day if you wanted to, even though it would make more sense at the top there. But I do love the function of those boxes. So this planner, it has everything the same and the same colors. They rotate in the same order, but you just have them on the vertical layout instead of the horizontal layout. And you can tell on the months, so you get the ombre colors. And there's a little bit close up of the font. And your colors on your little weekly focus change right here based on the month also. So that's a nice detail. I think I have covered everything for you. At least I hope I have without making this video an hour long. And this is your 2019 InkWELL press. I would love to hear your thoughts below on the disc bound planner. If you got something from InkWELL Press and how you're feeling about it, I would love to hear. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy planning, and we'll see you next time.